Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the LibTech Cold Brew. This board features LibTech's hybrid C2 directional camber profile. So what you get with this board is a bigger camber section so that it gives a little more nose elevation, reverse between the feet, then camber underfoot. Basically, when you load up the camber zones, it raises the nose, which is going to give you ease of entry in and out of turns. That dip in the middle where the reverse camber is going to aid that torsional flex, so when you're ankle steering. And having two camber zones, it's still going to give you some kind of pop like you would get with traditional camber. This board is available in 149, 153, 157, 161, 155 wide, 158 wide, 163 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was a mix of overcast skies, warmer temps, some wind, chopped chunder, soft creamy groomers to firm, hard, fast groomers, and the worst powder I've ever experienced in the great state of Colorado. And I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The flex on this board's predictable. It's below a middle of the road. It's very forgiving to an extent. What you get is a little bit more give right before the upkick in the nose, stiffer through the middle with a key flex point right where that dip in the reverse is. The tail is a little bit stiffer than the nose. This is a board you can really torsionally twist. When it comes to stability, it's moderately stable. Like, you get up to speed on a groomer, that nose is gonna chatter and you're gonna feel that resonate right under the front camber zone. You get into rutted out terrain, you're going slow to medium speeds, it's gonna bend and flex with everything, but if you come in too hot, it's gonna hammer it and you're gonna feel it. If you're riding in POW and you got your weight on the back foot, anything that's frozen that you hit underneath that POW is gonna just smash into the board and you're gonna feel it right in the center of that rear camber zone. You're gonna wanna keep your knees a little bit more bent with this board just to absorb anything because it is very lively. Is this the snappiest board out there? No, it's very mediocre, but it is serviceable. By that I mean some people will think that this is actually snappy. Those people have probably ridden two boards in their life, maybe three. I have ridden thousands. So what are you gonna get? You're gonna get a consistent pop with this, and you do have those independent camber zones that you have to load up. So you load them up, it pops, it gets you in the air. The good thing is it's not an aggressive load. You can do it at the last minute, so you don't have to be calculated with it. Are you gonna be able to pop off a roller? Sure. Launch a side hit? Maybe. Ollie over a fat little skier kid that got in your way? Probably not. Probably gonna decapitate little Jimmy. Oh well, one less skier in the lift line. When it comes to jumps, it's the same thing. It's consistent, it's just not great. Keep it to the small to medium-ish features and you'll be fine. If you let the lip do all the work, even better. You try to load it up, you're gonna see what the limitations are with it. All right, I don't know where we're at in this review, but if you remember to click like, have you subscribed, have you clicked the bell, have you got the notifications turned on? Good, that's good, because you don't wanna miss any of the videos we got coming out for you. The camber profile on this board really lets you butter. You got independent zones to play with and the nose is a little softer than the tail. This means when you pop a 180, it doesn't take as much effort to get your weight out, flex it into that camber zone, and have it swivel and sizzle. The tail, while stiffer, does not fight you. You can get this sideways and manipulate it however you want. When it comes to jibbing, this wouldn't be my first through 20th choices to jib with, but someone's gonna go do it, and well, I might as well do it too. With that said, lean back, boom, tail press. Lean a little forward, bam, you're in a nose press. Is it the greatest thing? No, it's kind of soggy. It looks like crap in my opinion. Going sideways with that reverse, it's gonna kind of shift you either under your front foot or under your back foot. Just be aware of that, but it has a lot of flex. It's going to cradle right around the feature. You're gonna be able to slide. Basic jibs, not gonna be a problem. Trying to get more advanced, maybe it's time you actually look at a twin park board. You know who you are. This board is easy to get on edge. You can really manipulate it because there's an abundance of torsional flex and you have two camber zones. So when you twist the board, you get it up on your edge, you're gonna notice that it locks in due to the magna traction. That's nice. Short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves are really this board's strong suit. You don't have to aggressively try to drive it. And with that ankle movement, it gets it on edge, it locks in, and it holds. When you go for a more powerful, deep, aggressive carve, you're basically going to guide it with the front foot and then disengage it and drive it from the dead center of the board back through the tail. There's going to be limitations. There's not a lot of power in this board, so you can get it to kick out. I'm not saying you can't do a deep, hard, aggressive carve. Just understand you're going to be more nuanced with it rather than railing a hard turn, getting it to go flat base as you transition back over onto the other edge. These are the limitations with it. If you're an intermediate progressing rider, you're going to feel great going from a skidded turn to an actual carve. Rider in mind. So who's this board for? It's for the progressing intermediate rider that errs a little bit more on the free ride side of things, but still needs a deck that has freestyle aspects for the 2 laps a day that they actually go in the train park. Don't kid yourself. If you're buying this thing, you're doing 2 laps through the park, you're hitting a bunch of ride-on boxes, a bunch of small-ass jumps, and that's it. You know who you are. I know who you are. The people that invented this board know who you are, so don't lie to yourself about it. Do you like what we're doing over here? Do you want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. It's a snowboard. It does snowboard things. I'm going to completely forget that this board exists again. Why? Because it's unremarkable. This board's for someone that's scared of camber, but should probably just man up and ride a board with a good side cut and camber, or at least C3 if they're sticking with Mervin. But no, they want that C2. It's playful, it's forgiving. Yeah, it builds you bad habits. You're gonna be fine. You can go do this shit, whatever. It's an unremarkable board. It's for unremarkable people. You probably drive a Subaru Forester. You have all-season tires on it. You might even have step-ons on this board. That's who this is for. Comparable boards: the Jones Frontier, the Rossignal One, the Bataleon Whatever. Binding recommendations: the bent metal Axtion, the Rome Tracer Pro, the Union STR. This has been my review of the LibTech Cold Brew. If this is not the board for you because you're not really a mediocre rider, why don't you check out one of our other reviews in our library, or check out one of the bindings we recommended because, well, hey, that's how we do things around here.